As a matter of course, Amtrak City of New Orleans stops in my hometown of Memphis on its way from Chicago to the Big Easy. It's an early morning, departing from the Bluff City at 6:40 a.m. Our daughter dropped us at the station, and since we had first-class tickets with a roomette, we boarded straight away. The rooms are small but comfortable with seating and sleeping space for two. It'll be nice traveling in privacy for the next few hours. We started the day off with breakfast in the dining car, meals being included in the cost of the room. When you take the train, you do so for the views and the chance to see part of the country you might otherwise miss. It's not a fast trip by any means, but what you yield in time and expediency, you get back in relaxation and experience. As they say, it's the journey, not the destination. Back in our room, we watched the sunrise across the tracks as the Mississippi Delta unfolded like the lyrics of Arlo Guthrie's song. How many train routes can brag that they have such a beautiful song written to tell their story? It's a peaceful way to travel, hypnotized by the clatter of the rails beneath you and the occasional distant echoing sounds of the whistle from the engine several cars ahead. The train stops at a number of stations along the way, giving riders a view of small-town America and the southern lifestyle of simplicity and elegance. Finally, we roll into New Orleans, the city where I grew up. A city that feels like visiting some other country, but with all the comforts of home. We emerged from the Amtrak station into the city itself. We had arrived. It's only been a week since a terrorist attack took the lives of over a dozen people, and I don't know that I've ever seen the city so vacant and hollow. Maybe it's the incident, maybe it's the cold and misty weather that's such a rarity here. Our hotel was directly across from Katrina Park, a beautiful little patch of land that honors the events of that awful storm. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years, but the people of this city will never forget it. Before we knew it, our trip was over and it was time to come home. We opted to upgrade our train accommodations to a bedroom, a space that comes with a private bathroom and additional space. It was a nice place to stretch out and ride back home in comfort. Riding the rails, it's hard to ignore the shelters of the people living under the overpasses, unseen by those driving the highways overhead. We traveled past the bayou fishing towns where families live off the generosity of the land and water, much as they have for the last couple centuries. I took a stroll through the dining car to the observation car, where I found myself alone in this quiet space, able to enjoy the scenery as we drifted over Lake Pontchartrain while rain softly dripped on the panoramic windows. The peaceful atmosphere was eventually broken when the announcement was made that the lounge on the lower level was open for business, and the observation car began to fill with diners and folks enjoying a beverage from the bar. I opted to head back to my room as we stopped in another tiny southern town. Just before sunset, we rolled into Jackson, Mississippi, a smoking stop that allowed riders to detrain for a bit and stroll the decks of the depot while we took on new riders and locals disembarked at their home station. Once we got underway again, it was time for dinner in our room. And a couple hours nap while our train chugged on through the night to get us back home to the end of our journey. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.